After reaching 10k on Instagram, I asked you guys how we should celebrate, and you guys really seemed to enjoy the idea of me using cheap versus expensive art supplies. My goal has always been to show you that you don't need anything fancy to make good art. Here are the expensive colored pencils. I thought colored pencils would be the perfect art supply since they are the most accessible. So let's see if I'm a liar or if I'm going to be proven right. I also apologize for the mini earthquakes you're going to experience during this video because I was pressing really hard and that ended up shaking my tripod. Since you're already watching me blend these colored pencils, why don't I share a little hack with you? Do you see how grainy the first layer is? You can fix that by just going over it with some nail polish remover. It blends colored pencils really nicely. Just make sure you don't press too hard and you don't add too much because you're going to ruin your paper. This works on really thin paper too. Just printer paper will be enough for this technique. You can also add layers on top, which is really helpful. You can see how much smoother it is now. Oh, and make sure you don't use the same Q-tip you used for the darker colors on the lighter area because that will smudge and make it look muddy. Always blend from lighter to darker. Another benefit is that you don't have to worry about dipping your brush into your drink like I very frequently do. Let me know in the comments if you ever ran into that same issue. Now I'm just adding an outline, more of those layers I was talking about earlier. The scales have to be my favorite part of this drawing. If you guys have any questions or are interested in me making any tutorials, feel free to leave those suggestions in the comments. I'm open to teaching you guys a lot that I know. I will be posting more tutorials on Patreon as well as on YouTube. And on my Patreon you can find exclusive sketchbook tours and pretty frequent updates about different projects I'm working on. That is free, by the way. You can join for free as well. By joining other higher tiers, you will get exclusive content and you will be showing support to this channel. So if you enjoy what I make, consider becoming a Patreon member. And also if you have any suggestions or interests in what you would like to see on Patreon, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. I'll leave a link in the description for you to find it easily. We are now nearing the end of our expensive supply drawing, which at least in my opinion turned out pretty decent. For the cheap colored pencils, I don't really have a name or a brand to attach to them since they were literally as old as I am, pretty beat up. Their names have rubbed off of them, so let's see if they can compete against some name brands. When I at first glance saw the difference in pigment when I was applying this under base, I guess, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little nervous, but I am a creative gremlin of my word and decided to try my best anyway, which you will hear about in a second in real time. We are looking a little rough right now, but that should not deter us. This may prove fatal. We shall try anyway. And try I did. I was heavily doubting the ability of these colored pencils to blend, but I was pleasantly surprised when they started doing it. It is a little harder to blend these cheaper ones, not gonna lie. Never mind, there we go, you heard it from her herself. Main takeaway, you can absolutely use this technique on cheaper colored pencils, but I think where I went wrong is I didn't really apply enough colored pencil for this to work. It's not horrible, don't get me wrong. So turns out the main difference between the expensive ones and the cheaper ones is that you have to use more of the cheap ones, which kinda makes sense when you think about it. Okay, right off the bat, first impressions, I'm noticing it's a lot grainier than with the expensive colored pencils, but I think it's okay. I think I can fix this with another layer or two. Or three, we shall see. Here's a little trick you can do if you don't want to smudge. Just put a piece of paper and then put your hand on it so that it doesn't smudge. There you go. Maybe I should have named this video Tips and Tricks. It would have been a lot more accurate. Right away the colors are not the same. We're going to ignore that. Okay. My opinion, the difference is noticeable, but not too great. The conclusion is that you can in fact make good art with cheap color pencils, but the main judge is going to be you. You're gonna tell me what you think. Leave a comment dissing me for lying or agree. Don't forget to subscribe for more. and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Bye!